Good day, everyone. Abraham Carranza coming to you from I Am Mastermind. I'm glad you guys are here with us today. We're fixing to get started. And just as a little quick intro, we're going to be going over the Master Keys to Success. This is Master Key to Success seminar. And in this seminar, you're going to learn and understand that you are the gift, and the gift is in you. Now, I want you to think about something before we get started here. And I want you to really think about something. The purpose of life. What is the purpose to life? Now, a lot of people never really figure that out. And through this process, I really started to understand something. I started to understand that the purpose of life for me is to have a purpose in life. And the truth of the matter is that it's up to you to fulfill it. You wouldn't be here unless you were meant to be here on purpose. Now, if the purpose of life is to have a purpose, what is your purpose? That's what so many people miss. I myself have worked on myself, and I've met other people that are working on themselves, and I've met other people that are working towards goals and working towards having a better life, a more fulfilled life. And I've come across one main factor that everybody's always at the end moving towards. Now, we could get this while we're young. We could get this when we first start off to go into our environment, when we go into the world to create our own life. If we could really start at the point of defining my purpose in life, living and doing things on purpose, I think if we do that, we can skip so much of the trials and the errors. I've met people that have made their lives financially successful. I've helped people become financially successful. We have helped people become financially successful. And they go back to purpose. They go back to, well, what's the next thing? And I've done the same thing. And I believe that if we live towards a purpose and we look towards a purpose, eventually we find the purpose in life. And what I've discovered, and it's up to you to discover it as well, and it's up to everyone to discover, is to do things on purpose. If we came here on purpose. We need to understand that we're spiritual beings experiencing a physical reality, and not the other way around. A lot of people have this backwards. They're saying, how can I be more spiritual? How can I be more spiritual? My God, you were spiritual to begin with. What is your higher side of you, your higher personality? What does it truly want? That's what you need to ask yourself. What is your purpose? What is your purpose here and now? We've got one shot as far as we know it. How do you want to live? What do you want to experience? The only thing that we really need to decide is how we're going to experience this lifetime. The one thing that we need to figure out, the one thing that we need to decide, all we have to decide, truly, is what we want to do with the time that we have. This is a goal-setting seminar, and we set goals on purpose. And we're going to take you through this process, Master Key System to Success. And you're going to find that key to success, it's inside of you. But it's up to you to find it. And it's up to you to evolve it and to define it. That's the most beautiful part of all this. We've got one shot. We've got one shot as far as we know it. Let's live life to the fullest. Let's begin doing things on purpose to definite ends. And we will find that life will fulfill us because we're fulfilling it with a purpose. When we fulfill life with a purpose on purpose, we begin to feel fulfilled. The most successful people that I've met, very successful, when we talk about financial things, that gets to the point where they go back to purpose. Now, we can really define our purpose with money, purpose with relationships, purpose with everything we do, we begin to live a more fulfilled life, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to take you through a process of growth on purpose, because we've been able to improve our lives and see that this work and what this work has done for us can fulfill so much of your desires as well. We know it can. And we're going to get started. Zach, I'm going to give it back to you, and we're going to head to stage. Thank you.
Doing good. My voice is echoing. I don't know if it's here, my ear, or out here. Is it doing yours as well?
I don't hear it. There it goes. I had moved mine on accident. I'll let you kick it off.
Okay. So this seminar, it's
Good.
the title of this seminar is Master Key to Success.
Right behind it.
And
Yeah, you're good.
oh yeah, oh right here. Master Key to Success seminar. And I see individual online, and I see individuals that are here. I know today was really cold and it's close to Christmas, but you're picking this as a priority to be here. That shows something. That shows what's in your head. That shows what you're thinking about. You're thinking about success. You're thinking about progress. You're thinking about growth. You're thinking about bettering yourself. You're thinking about better life. And because of that, I want you guys to give a good round of applause for yourself to be here. And everyone online who can see us. As you guys have been with us through this seminar, I'm going to give a quick introduction by myself. My name is Taha Habib, and I'm co-founder of I Am Mastermind. And I am a coach for I Am Mastermind, and I work with Proctor Gallagher, and I'm certified coach under their institute. We're here, our purpose with my business partner, Abraham, founder of I Am Mastermind, our purpose here is to help individuals to become more aware and become more conscious of the gift that they have. What we're discussing, the gift that you have, it's everyone, it's no secret. Everyone is using it. Everyone has access to this ability, but they're not aware of it. So the seminar is here. It says the Master Key to Success seminar, but the success is not outside of you. I want you guys to understand, yes, you have arrived here. An individual that are watching this online, you are watching it, but I want to make sure you understand that you're not looking something outside of you for success. You are successful. And when you understand you are born successful, that your mechanism, what you are, works just perfectly, even though that you're not getting the result that you want, but it's working because you are transmuting energy or images that it's been given to you through the environment, depending on where you're born, depending on the timing that you came in, depending on the family you came in, depending on the environment you came in. You're working with those images, and you're perfectly bringing those images into a fruition. That's why you have the result that you have, whatever that is. So we have been talking about that, but I don't want to get into it right now about the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. But I want to let you guys know that everyone is successful. And what we need to do, we need to become aware of our abilities. Not only that, but also we have to have a good understanding of what success is. So today we're going to talk about it And obviously, the next week or two, it's a new year, and everyone, New Year, set a new goal. And it's a good reminder for us to have a vision, because if we don't have a vision, we don't know where we're going. And as I mentioned earlier, that environmental programming is going to decide for you where you're going. I'm going to let Abraham give introduction.
Just a little quick intro. A lot of you may know us. We're happy that you guys are here, and that whoever you guys that are online as well, you're able to take part in this and to get as much as you can for it. And if this is playing later on, we're happy that you're looking at it. And we really want you to really get a good understanding that this perfection that we're talking about, this master key, it's up to you to draw it out, and it's really up to you to express it, and it's really up to you to perfect it. Everything that we have in life is already successful, and it's successful to the amount of conscious abilities that you have right now at the moment. Success is written all in happenings all around you. Some of you may be expressing success in a different manner, and you would like to perform better. Some of us want to have a better lifestyle, maybe more money, more advancement, better relationships. Success is a level of consciousness. Mm-hmm. And what we do is in this institute is we help people draw out that perfection. We help people rewrite their consciousness. Some of us may have ideas that no longer serve us. Some of us may have things that are holding us back. And this Institute of the Mind, what it does, it helps you get a better understanding of the mind and matter, and the body, and really help you express the higher side of your personality. We started this institute because we wanted to help people. And we knew that the information that we were studying was helping us. We knew that the information that we were studying was changing our lives. And it was helping us improve our lives. And we wanted to give back. We knew that having this information was a blessing. And we wanted to share the blessing. We wanted to help as many people as we can. And we all know that people don't resist change, they resist being changed. So we offer this to our companies, and the people that I would say really see the value in themselves and are ready for the change are the people that are taking advantage of this. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to open this up to the public as well, and that's what we're doing. So wherever you're at, whatever part of the world you're at, you're looking at this now or you're looking at this in the future, remember that the only way to change you is to work on you. The reason we changed, the opportunities we've came upon, the things we've done so far, was because we were working on us. There is no other way. And the truth about this is that having this information so close and tangible for the people that are around here, really you need to take advantage of it if you can. If you're close to where you've got a place of people that are organized together on personal development, I would look into what they have. But I do know that the information that we have is solid material, and we know it's worked. It's worked for us, and it's helped millions of people in the reality of it. And it can help you too. We know it can. And that's why we're doing this. And the goal is to build these institutes and have them globally and leave something for humanity when we've gone. We never take anything with us, but we can leave something behind. And that's our goal. That was a quick briefing on what we're doing. And a little bit about me. I came to this world, and I knew that I was here for a purpose. And I am defining that. I'm doing that with what I do. I started off life as many as others do, and I continue to work on me. I continue to develop myself, and that took me into this study. It's took me into this research, and it's given me the opportunities that I've seen in my lifetime. And I've seen so many opportunities. I've created so many opportunities that I would have never have had. I was not in a lifestyle, or grew up in a lifestyle of business, of running companies. I was not raised around those things, so it's something that I wasn't directly equipped with. So a lot of the things, everything really, that I do today was because I was pushing for greatness. I was working towards improving myself and working towards having a better life. And I know that we've done really well, and I know that we'll continue to do well, and I know that we'll continue to do better. And I know we're going to help a lot of people because that was the vision. And wherever you're at, with whatever you're doing, know that the only thing you have to do is work on you. But you will have to do the work. And you will have to set goals beyond what you know how to do. That's the only way we grow. Mm-hmm. Now, this master key to success and kicking off this seminar, truly, and like Taha was saying, it's about you. Success is in you. It's not outside of you. And we're going to get started.
Sure. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone, individuals on the call here, I want you to make sure your assumption it's in the right place. What I mean by that is make sure you have a really receptive and open mindset listening to our material. Have a learning mindset and being very open. And if you hear things that you might heard back in the past from us, don't switch and go somewhere else. Stay here. Try to figure out, maybe this time you hear same thing from us, maybe this time it means different to you, because you haven't, what we're saying has not changed. It's you that having a better understanding of this material. So we might say same thing in different way, but I want you guys to be open and listen carefully and focus for the next 2 hours that we're here with you guys. We're going to start.
That's very important, and I want to touch a little bit on that. For years, I would go to the Procter & Gallagher Institute, mm-hmm. and I would go to everyone that I possibly could. And there was me and a few that were always taking notes. And through the years, the months and years that passed through time, I noticed that a small group were always there. It was me and another group, or group of individuals. They were always there. They were always there on purpose. They were always there taking notes. And I would see a lot of people there, but I would see few people that were actually really there and really taking notes and emotionally involved and there as they had a beginner's mindset. Those people through the years are the people that have done major shifts. Bob would say the same things, a lot of the same stories, and I knew that if I showed up hungry, I knew that if I showed up there on purpose, that I was going to take something home with me. I knew that every time that I was able to change, I was able to see it or understand it a little bit differently, that I was going to grow. I knew that when I came in, and this is a mental decision I would make every time, when I go and when I leave, I'll be a different man. And that was my mindset. And that's what I was doing. So every time I would go in, I was looking for something on purpose. And because I was looking for something on purpose, I found that purpose. Now, through this process, some people would ask, why do you keep going? Because I'm changing. How do I know that I'm changing? Well, the results are changing. I'm getting better. I knew that if I kept showing up, that I was going to change. And through those years and through that process, that group changed. Those men and women that would keep returning and going through this year round were the people that were getting the big results. Now, I'm telling you, you're watching this and you're listening to this, show up every time on purpose. Show up with a beginner's mindset. and make a decision that every time you go, you're going to come out with more and more and more. And I did. So have an open mind, take lots of notes, and then when I would leave, what do you think I would do for the next several months with my notes? I was studying them. And then I was applying them. And then I was taking my notes and I would go back to where I was and back to what I was doing. And then I was looking at how can I apply what I just wrote down? Mm-hmm. How can I apply? How can I change me? How am I going to change with this information? And then I would work on me. And I did this for years. I'm not the same man I was 5 years ago. I'm not the same man I was 10 years ago. I'm not the same man I was a year ago. I'm not the same man I was a month ago. Why? Because I continue to work on me. Every day, I work on me.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting talking about that, because I remember first seminar that I went to, Bob Proctor, that seminar is on YouTube. To this day, every time I watch it, I pick up something new. That what Bob is saying, that video, I was there, that 4 years ago, it did never change. Never change. He's saying the same thing. But every time I maybe watched that video over 32 times, every time I pick up something different. It's interesting how we have a better understanding. That's all getting is get understanding. We're going to get into...
When you apply it.
When you apply it.
And then you go back and you say, oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
But the only time you get the understanding is whenever you're working towards a goal on purpose, going where you've never gone and done before, and then you go back to the readings and you apply what you understood.
Yeah.
That's when you get the understanding.
Yeah, curiosity is the first step, but application is where you can see the changes. Because when we're curious, but we learn the information in different stages. We learn it and it sounds pretty cool or sounds interesting, but until the point that we start applying it, nothing is going to change. And the application of information is where it's going to change your paradigm and you experience paradigm shift. But it all starts in your starting point in your head and mental. You're making a decision that I want to apply what I'm learning. And that's when you start seeing a shift.
And that's when you say, oh, that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't get those until you process the information on purpose to a definite end. It's the only time you get it. Sometimes you got to repeat it over and over again until you finally get it. You make a move.
Yeah. Through repetition. So that goes back to the law of repetition. Is anything that is repeated becomes our way of doing things. So the reason we're studying this every day, and it's because of the repetition of the information. It's what's going to be fixed in your subconscious mind, and things that are fixed in your subconscious mind, things that you're going to go do, mostly because we are habitual way of we are habitual way of being. What does that mean? It means we habitually do things without thinking. And when we have those ideas fixed in our subconscious mind, which is conducting us, is who we are, when that becomes habitual way of thinking, your automatic is going to go do the things that average individual or other people are not doing.
Exactly. So if your mindset is set to goal achieving, and to go to goal achieving seminars, and to set goals on purpose to definite ends, and then acquire them, and if you make that a mental habit, the whole world's going to be looking at you saying, what the hell happened? And wondering what happened. Mm-hmm. Well, because you made it a habit of setting goals, achieving goals. You made it a habit of repetition. You made it a habit of showing up. You made it a habit of working on yourself. And before you know it, things started to change.
Yeah. Because you change. We're going to start with
And Zach, if just real quick, if you, let's run at least 30, 40 minutes of this live footage. Zach, if you would let that run through on our lines. Now we've got our event, and we are doing live for a little bit. Let's go ahead and run it for 30, 40 minutes. Give you guys as much value. You guys want to get in, get signed up, go to the website, get tuned in.
Let's start our seminar with what is it that I want? Am I living the life that I want? And really asking that question, you got to be very honest with yourself. Ask that question that, is this the life that I want? Is this am I living the life that I truly want? And we're never going to truly, I'm going to say this, rephrase that. We are going to live a life that we want ultimately, but we're always going to grow. And when you are in a growth mindset of you're happy but not satisfied and not content, that's when you're living a life that you want, ultimately. And where the purpose of goal setting, which we're going to talk about, is to grow. It's about who you're going to become. Because when you set a destination, and from where you're at to get there, you can't be the same person you were and start getting where you want to get. You got to change. And that change and that growth is going to get you to the destination. And when you get there, you have to find another goal to go further and grow. The life is all about becoming and grow, and that process never ends. So why I'm telling you guys this, because this has to be, and I always say this to people that I work closely with, I tell them that don't think that you here temporary, you're going to study this and you're going to move on and you're going to be done, you got it. You're never going to get it. You just have a little bit of more understanding. This has to be a part of your life until the day that you're living in your life. We're going to talk about what do we want from life. I'm sure everyone has an image and have some idea what they want in life, at least individuals that are working with us. Because first thing is, as a human, we got to have a vision of what we want. Why do we have to have a vision of what we want? Why do we have to have a purpose? Purposely pick a vision that we want. Why is that? Can you pick that?
It's important to have an image so we have a direction to go.
Right. Why? If we don't have a direction, what would happen?
If we don't have a direction to go, then we would just be, I guess, kind of leading our lives very aimlessly.
Mm-hmm. Be a plaything of our environment, right? That means whatever happens in our environment, we're going to be reactive to it, and our environment determines where we go in life. That means we have no control of our life. And since, as I explained earlier on this seminar, we are all born successful, and we are image maker, and we are transmuting that image into our life. That process, that system is already working, unless we decide to intervene, right? Unless we decide to say, no, hey, wait a minute, I'm done with that. I'm tired of this. This is what I want. Because I know now, since I am transmuting images into reality, I'm going to start picking the life that I want with a purpose, and I'm going to act like that person who I want to become. And therefore, I'm going to take action to create life that I want. So the first step is knowing what is it that we want. If you ask average individual on the street what they want, they're going to say, oh, I don't know, I want a little bit of, I want money. I want to buy a house. I'm not sure. No, I want that promotion. You know what? I want to start my business. They're like, and they said, I don't know. And I tell them that's normal. You don't know what you want, because by default, when we don't know who we are and we don't understand our power, and nobody has ever told us that I can choose what life I deserve. I can choose what life I can create. No one has ever told us, and they didn't know it was up to me to decide what I want in life. So therefore, because I didn't know that, I never truly sit down and think about what is it that I want. Right now, I want you guys to have a clear image of the life that you want. That's the first step. Know where you're at and know where you're going. Now, after having that, we're going to start taking you guys through steps. So what are the steps that you need to be aware of and you need to follow through? Follow those steps to be able to bring the life that you want into fruition. And this is a never-ending process. It's just going to get better and better from here. That's the good news.
Identifying what you want. For some of us, that could be very different. And because the different doesn't make it wrong, but it does need to be on purpose. So identifying what is it that you truly want in life needs, for me and for everybody I work with, I always tell them do it on purpose. Find the purpose that you want. We all need money. We all need money to live the way we want to live. And ultimately, money gives us freedom to do what we want to do. So define your life on purpose by doing things on purpose, towards a purpose. And the closer you can relate your purpose to financial services, the better. It doesn't have to be, but the better you can do that, the closer you can do that, you can be more purposeful and fulfilled with revenue and money and other things at the same time. But doing things on purpose, if you just look for money, chances are eventually you're going to find it. But then you may be trading your time for money and still not be happy. So finding things that fulfill you and generate wealth and income at the same time, if you can do it at the same time, do it. The master key to success, and we're going to go through it off and on, but I want you, the very first thing is to understand is that the master key to success is understanding my oneness with creation. Understanding that we are spiritual intelligence. We are spiritual beings experiencing a physical reality. And the reason I say that is because this oneness with the infinite gives you everything that is possible all at the same time. So that means the only thing that you have to do is bring it down and then follow a process. Now, the process is what we're teaching. And we teach the process on purpose because the process helps you evolve, helps you grow. Now, in this process, everybody needs a vision. Now, if we look at every man from the beginning of time, all said they worked with a vision. And all the greatest leaders were leaders because they were working with a vision. And anybody that has had a vision and a great big vision, we're working with a power that was unknown. How many men do you know that said, I had a vision? And I was working the vision. And it came from a higher source. And the idea was given to me. It didn't come from me, it came from a higher source. Well, they're saying that they're working with a higher power that showed them the way, that helped them along the way. Now, when we put things in the right order, things seem to happen much quicker. Staying in the right order. But the very first thing was the vision. Now, if you're standing there and you're trying to figure out, well, he's talking about a purpose and I don't know what my purpose is. And you're standing there thinking, well, I need to have a vision and I don't really know what I want because I've never sat down and really thought about it. Take a sheet of paper out. Take a sheet of paper out and write down as many wants as desires that you could ever think about. A lot of you probably haven't sat down and done that. Why wouldn't you sit down and think of everything that you could ever want? Taha said it earlier because you didn't think you could have it. Because we're conditioned to think things outside of us control the inside of us. We're conditioned to think that we have to have this to have that. And if we don't have that, we can't have this. Well, I'm here to tell you it's the other way around. You've got to have it inside before you can have it outside. First is making a decision of what you want. First step is making a decision of what you want. Decide how you would live if you could have anything you want. We're not a normal seminar. We're not doing normal things, nor have we chosen normal goals. And we are proof that this works and that setting goals that are big are achievable. Now, I remember Bob talking about this. If we would be in a room of all the high achievers in life, they wouldn't be setting small goals. If we would have had a seminar with Ford, Andrew Carnegie, Firestone, Rockefeller, we would have had all these big players in one room, and you were in the room with them, and they were telling everyone where they were going to go in the next 3, 5, 10 years. Everybody would probably look at all of them and say, and think, well, who does this guy think he is? He's going to do what? He's going to belt the world with vehicles? Who does this guy think he is? This other fella here, he's talking about he's going to harness electricity and illuminate the world. Who does he think he is? He's not God. Who does he think he is? Now, if we were to take these men and have them in the same seminar that you're sitting at today, you'd probably be looking at your paper and saying, why am I putting small goals down? But if you were there before they did that, you would just look at them and say, and probably think they wouldn't achieve it. Right? Well, I'm here to tell you those men were normal men to begin with. But what they were doing was working with an image that was not normal. What they were doing was they had a vision. And they were being moved and led by vision from the inside out. And they were being guided by vision. Interesting. And those men did what they said they were going to do. Now, I want you to really think about that. Wherever you're at today, where's the vision in you? What is it that you truly want? Why would we ask you to go inside and find something that really moves you? Why would we ask you to define your purpose in life, define your wants in life? Because you have to have a vision bigger than you. You have to have a vision that moves you and the world around you. That's power. The power is having a vision big enough to move you. And it'll move the world around you. How many times have you had a vision and you didn't do anything with it? Why didn't it move you? There you go.
Yeah.
You have to have a vision that's big enough that it moves you. How many visions have we had? And you're looking at this wherever you're at around the world. If you're looking at this later on, do you have a vision that moves you? If you don't have a vision that moves you, you don't got it yet. I don't know what to tell you. How many visions have you had that haven't moved you, that haven't inspired you, that haven't moved you into action, that haven't woken you up at 3 a.m, or maybe even not let you sleep all night long? How many visions have you had that don't let you sleep sometimes? That you get up, maybe you don't rest, you don't sleep, you don't care what it takes. You get up. Sometimes you miss meals. Sometimes you forget about eating. Because all you're doing is working with something that's moving you. What is it? That means we're working with the power that's immeasurable. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have that yet, if you're not inspired enough to move yourself into a completely different direction, inspired enough to move every obstacle, no matter what it takes, you just haven't got it yet. Now, when we find a vision and desire that propels you, that moves you, that gets you up in the morning, one that you go to bed with, one that you wake up with, now you're finding something. Now you're getting closer to it, where you can taste it, you can touch it. Now you're being moved by an energy that is immeasurable. Key to identifying the life you really want begins first in you. I can't decide what you want. I can help you. I can show you how to get there. I can show you how to get there. But it's got to be something that you want.
Before we go through the steps, something I just want to something I want to talk about is ABC of success. And I want you guys, before we get into this and more in depth, I want you guys to change your perception about success. Whatever that you have in your mind, just put aside. And success is, the best definition is it's for Ert Nigel. Why Ert Nigel? Because I heard Bob Proctor was making $1 million a year, and he let go of that, and he went and worked for Ert Nigel for $17,000 a year, and he was willing to pay to work with Ert Nigel and learn from him. And Bob Proctor is my coach and our coach. And when I heard that, I start going after him and see what he teaches. And he is a great teacher, and every time I listen more to him, I have a better understanding. And then he went and studied guys like Ralph Emerson and George Bernard Shaw and William James, and guys that have Thomas Troward, guys that truly had a deeper understanding of life and who we are. And Ert Nigel always talks about, he brings the gist of what those guys were talking about. Because if you start reading Thomas Troward and Ralph Emerson, it's really hard to read them and understand what they're saying. And really, Ert Nigel brings it into the fruition, the way he explained things in a very simple term. So before we talk about success, I want to make sure you guys understand the definition of success. Success is progressive, if you haven't write it down, progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Progressive realization of worthy ideal. Abraham earlier talked about making a decision. What is it that you want? Is what you want, is that worthy of you? When he talks about progressive realization of worthy ideal, progressive realization, that means the time that we have and we're continuously working toward to realize a worthy ideal, what are we trading our time for? And are we aware, what am I putting my attention? That means, what am I taking action on? Because what I'm taking action on is something that I'm looking forward to realize, to materialize, to bring into fruition. So success, if that's what we're talking about, having a goal, picking a life that you want, is progressively working toward that. That means you have to trade your time for it. And trade your time consciously with a lot of effort to keep yourself on a track to go where you want to go. And that comes with a lot of effort at the beginning. So when we talk about progressive realization of worthy ideal, I want you guys, I mentioned earlier that we are all successful because we are doing that whether we want it or not. But unfortunately, we're bringing and progressively realizing the things that has been given to us. We never choose and decide what we want. We're bringing into a fruition and we're realizing things, but a lot of those things are not what we want. But the way we're programmed, we're bringing it into fruition. With this, understanding this, there's no question that you're successful. There's no question of doubt of whether you can make it or not. There's no question whether am I going to get to where I want to go. There's no question. It gives you a confidence. You might hear right now consciously, or individual that are watching me online, you might hear me consciously and you agree with me right now and it feels good. But unless you don't have a deeper understanding and applying what we're teaching, things are not going to change. We want you to be positive, have a positive mental attitude, but we want you to continue studying this. Because if you don't continue studying this, if you don't continue to repeat this, you're not going to change anything. So go, if you haven't studied a book of ABC of Success, Bob Proctor wrote it. It's a great book. And he mentioned Erdniger in there as well. And I think the best definition of success is that progressive realization of worthy ideal. Every day you have to ask yourself, am I trading more of my time for an idea that's something that is worthy of me or not? When you start asking that question, that should shake your life. Really think about it. The power that you have, is it worthy of what you're working toward? Abraham, you can go and start.
I like mixing that with doing things on purpose. Mm-hmm. Am I doing this on purpose? When you get up in the morning, am I going to the work that I want on purpose? Am I doing the job that I want to do on purpose? And is it to a definite end? Is it going to take me towards my goal? Am I working towards a goal? Is my goal on purpose? Is that goal worthy of me? Mm. And understanding, and Taha said it earlier, we are successful. Everyone is successful. We're successively going somewhere. We are. But is it where you want to go? Are you doing things on purpose that are going to take you to your definite end, your chief aim in life? And it's important to have a chief aim in life so that eventually you get there. Now, the determining factor for the time that you get there, it's up to you. It's how much persistence and how much will and how much you make yourself responsible for the things that you do in your day-to-day existence. Remember, existence is seeing yourself outside of yourself. How often do you make yourself personal, responsible from yourself to yourself? It's what I'm doing on purpose. And is there a definite end in sight? And if we continue to do those and write those things and look for the purpose, we will begin to define them. This ABCs of setting goals, your A goals are what you know how to do. They can only keep giving you what you have. Mm-hmm. If we do the same thing tomorrow, we're going to get the same thing. If we get up and go to the same job and do the same thing for that same definite end, that's all we've ever got. We'll be, and we have gone as far as we'll ever go. The B goal is something a little bit further. It's a little stretch, but normally it's not one to really get your motivation going, really to get you emotionally involved, make you make that quantum leap that we're talking about. So we're telling you to make a goal that's worthy of you, something you've never done before. And also to look for the quantum leaps. Look for a quantum leap when you're working towards your goal on purpose. Whenever you're building your vision and you're making this plan, do things on purpose to quantum leaps. Again, I said earlier, I gave you guys a little trick. I said I would go to the Procter & Gallagher Institute on purpose, that I would arrive and I would leave, and that I would arrive and I would take information and I would propel myself to a quantum leap every time I showed up. Now, just your mindset on thinking of getting in quantum leap and picking something out of there that I could change in me was going to give me a quantum leap. So here we go again. A, B, C goals. You set an A goal. You already know how to do that. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you go to the job, you do the job, and you do everything they told you to do, and you choose not to do a little bit more. You choose not to do a little bit more. We choose to do the same thing. We're going to get what?
Same result.
Why? Because we're doing all we were expected to do. Wow. I was working in a job, and I decided to do more than what I was asked for. Every job I was in, I decided to do more than what I was asked for. That was another habit that I had, another trait. Going and doing more than what I was asked for. Going and moving to a definite end. Even if I was sweeping, there was a definite end in sight that I saw. I had a vision that by the time I was done, it would look the way I wanted it to look, and it would. I was doing jobs, and I had a vision that I was working towards, and I would do it to that end, to what I wanted to see for me, not for anyone else. I did it for me. And every time I was doing these quantum leaps and I was making shifts in my life, it was because I was working to definite ends. Now, in the same business I was at, I ended up getting paid more several times because I would do more than what I was asked for. But I would do it for me, and I would do it for a definite end that I wanted to experience. Now, again, I've given you little tricks of the trade here. When you do things on purpose to a definite end, one that's unexpected, one that's more than what they've ever achieved, one that's beyond whatever goals they've been put. What the hell would I want to do that? Why not make it double or triple? Well, if you were to do that in the same place you're at, you'll change the place that you're at. Wow. So A, B, C goals. C goal is something you've never done before, something you don't know how to do. And I really enjoy doing things that nobody's ever done before. Doing things that people say that can be done. Why do I enjoy doing that kind of thing? What would that do in your life? If you've done something that has never been done before, if you did things that were beyond the goals that were even set, what would happen if you did hit it? What would happen if you even got 50% of that? And we're working with a vision. So C goals are things you've never been done before, something you don't know how to do. And a C goal, what a C goal helps you do, it helps you get out of your intellect. Which your intellect is the?
Conscious mind.
Mm-hmm. It's the next logical step. Many people use their logic to create results. And we want to think about the next logical step. Logic has taken you where you're at. Has it not? Wherever you're at, whatever part of the world you're in, whatever information or beliefs, culture, environment you've been given, guess what logic is? What they have. What you have. But you're saying you want to go somewhere more. You want to go somewhere grander. You want to have a better life. You want to have a better lifestyle. Well, that means you can't do what they do. And if you're using that intellect from that culture and those way of thinking, you're going to have to do something different. So making a committed decision to who? Can you grab the mic? There you go. That what?
I don't want to say man of your word because it doesn't apply to men, but just that you are who you say you are. You're very in line with yourself and what it is you've spoke upon.
There you go. Make a committed decision to what you want. Now, that first step was taking responsibility, having a vision, and we did the ABC goals and setting a goal you've never done before. And one of the key parts of the success is doing things that are out of your comfort zone. Doing a C goal, something you don't know how to do, because that's going to take you beyond what you know how to do. And what you know how to do is already taking you where you're at. So what image do you need to use? What image would you need to use? There you go. So doing things on purpose to a definite end. Some of you may be asking, well, we have this vision and we need to know where we're going and we need to know what we want. Well, because we think in images, you have to have an image. Some of us may not have the results we want yet. You just haven't gotten good at this yet. Why are we teaching this every day? Over and over and over again. Because if you're not getting the results, you just haven't gotten good at it yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you show up every day to get better. And if you show up every day for you on purpose, you have to change. And if we're not getting the results we want, we just haven't gotten good at it yet. We haven't developed ourselves enough to become what we want to see yet. It's not out there. The circumstances are not the reason why. You have not developed you enough yet to see what you want to see. This what we're teaching is not something outside of yourself. It's something inside of yourself. The results you're getting in life are not on accident. They're on purpose. They're on purpose with your level of consciousness. That's all there is to it. The results I'm getting today, I'm not satisfying with them. I have to change something in me. And I'm here to tell you, I'm still not satisfied. Some of you, I've heard people say, do you not have enough? I'm not ready to go yet. Do you not have enough? My God, I'm not ready to go yet.
Yeah, that reminds me, somebody said that to me recently. Why are you not just content? Why are you never content? Like, most people just get content, right? And they kept using that word and personally attacking me. And I said, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, there you go.
I said, when are you going to be content and just this and this and just to be comfortable where you're at? I'm like, well, probably when I'm laying in the ground.
Yeah.
It really bothered me that they were attacking me for that.
You're exactly right.
I mean, I didn't let it bother me longer than that few seconds of the conversation, but it's crazy that that's how some people think.
This a lot of people think that way.
Why? Let's look at that. Why would somebody say that?
Well, that we have to go back and really, if we go through the scientific way of it and this and study human evolution, we are looking for comfort, right? But that comfort, we get that confused with we need to grow. If you get comfort, if you think, okay, I reach my goal and I'm comfortable where I'm at. You hear all the people say this, I'm comfortable where I'm at in the businesses or people in their life. I'm comfortable with the job that I have. When they reach that goal, if they stay comfortable, because by nature we want to be comfortable and we want to get somewhere, just take a breath, we don't take a next goal, we're going to get stuck there. So most of the people, they think their job is to just create comfort and stay there. When you say, I'm comfortable, that means you are not growing. You got to be happy, but not content. Because not content